Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Surveys and Polls episode. Eric McCabe is out, not feeling so well today. So hopefully he'll get to feeling better. But we have Anthony Van Hoovel, who's Vanden Heuvel.
It's close enough.
Dude, Vanden Heuvel.
Hey, I can't even get his first name straight sometimes. So
That's true. Hey, okay.
It's like with my kids, it's the same way. I cannot get, I don't know what it is. As soon as my brain says say a name, it goes for another name.
Yep. Shay calls me Walter every once in a while, so that's not very good.
Well, by the way, Walter is the name of their dog.
Yes, that's right.
So that's the confusion.
Whoops.
So anyway, so in this episode, in this segment, we talk about some surveys and polls that I put out on YouTube, and I put a couple out now on Facebook. But I also wanted to kind of get your feedback on, hopefully this isn't too controversial, but I was listening to a Disc Golf Pro Tour video, and this is what they're talking about. Hold on.
The first thing I want to do is say thank you all for tuning in. The goal today is to go through the player responsibilities for keeping score at the Memorial Championship presented by Discraft.
So that's the big thing is I hear, what are your guys' thoughts on the player's responsibility of maintaining their score for the stats?
Like using the UDisc app?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Nothing.
And this is first blush. We haven't heard about this until we hadn't heard about this until just now.
Yeah.
Right before.
It's not like we've had time to think about it.
No. Yeah. We didn't. I didn't say, hey guys, we're going to talk about this.
Right.
We're not. And first of all, before you guys go to saying anything, we're not dogging the Disc Golf Pro Tour. We're not dogging.
No,
Steve
I think they do great stuff.
Yeah, they do great stuff.
I love it. We'll have,
and I don't like that this is where we have to be. That's my frustration. It's not that I'm frustrated at them and it's not that I'm frustrated that that's where disc golf is at, that we have to in order to have this really cool stuff,
players
these
have
stats and stuff, players have to actually keep scores themselves. And that's, to me, that can be a distraction. What were you going to say, Anthony?
For sure.
Well, I was going to say, when you said we're not dogging on them, I love that we're going to have these live up-to-date stats. I just hate that
the player has to do it.
Yeah. How reasonable do you think it would be to just get there's 18 holes, get 20 volunteers and just have them kind of rotate? And
I think it would be hard because you probably already have those 20 volunteers getting water, checking people in,
That's what I'm saying. If we could get, 18 or 20 more, do you think that would be possible? Or?
That's what they have done before, is they've tried to send out a volunteer with every card, and sometimes it just doesn't work, or sometimes that person forgets, or sometimes what's fairway to that person is different than fairway to another. So there's always going to be some difficulty with that. This is just tough. Like if I'm playing those events, I don't want to have to worry about my stats. I just want to throw.
Yeah. So anyway, we don't have to get into.
I'm interested to hear what the players think about it.
It was a live video they just put out 2 hours ago, so I haven't seen any comments on it yet.
For sure.
But it will be interested to see. So what I did was you need to follow us on youtube.com, follow Dynamic Disc so you can participate in these polls. So we are going to go to see the first one. The first one I was able to put out last week, so we're going to have quite a few votes. This one is and this was kind of I wanted to be interested to see what the answers were. How do you typically watch disc golf content on YouTube?
With my eyes.
Yeah, thank you.
What options?
On my mobile device, on my TV, like a smart TV or game console, or on my computer, desktop, laptop.
For me, I watch it most on my mobile device.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Because it's such a small screen.
I have small eyes.
Turn it
Works
sideways.
great.
I have small eyes, but I can see a lot.
Oh, good point.
I don't want.
For me, it's mobile device. I would bet most people said mobile device.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching on a computer, but most of the time when I'm in front of my computer, I'm working. And so not much disc golf watching.
Did I just wrap myself up?
Probably. I do watch once the season's in full swing, I try and keep up with the live coverage if it's on, or post-produced coverage, just to make sure that I'm in the loop for how our players are doing, how all the other players are doing for the podcast, but also just so I know kind of the state of disc golf. But that's that's only for, a few months. It's not all the time.
Well, I wasn't surprised at the results at all. 62% is on their mobile device, be it that a phone or a tablet. 26% is on their TV, and 12% is on my computer.
Wow.
That's surprising.
I thought they would have flip-flopped.
Yeah.
You thought the computer would be more than the TV?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at that because
Because you know everything.
I guess with
I'm smart. Because they have a lot of what's happening is cord cutting. A lot of people are getting rid of regular cable TV and they're watching the Hulus, the Netflix, the View, Sony View, PlayStation View, whatever. I think even DirecTV now has its own just streaming only package that you can get. So I think a lot of people are cutting the cord, so they're getting used to watching streaming things and YouTube now has their TV pack, and I have YouTube Red, which is kind of commercial free YouTube. And so I watch
How much is that a month?
$12.99.
Okay.
And so I watch a lot of my YouTube stuff on my TV because I have you don't have to have YouTube Red, but you don't get the commercials. Plus you get some YouTube originals, which is, kind of like Netflix original stuff like that.
I'm interested to see the future of that stuff. Because I was thinking about some of that the other day. Netflix as a subscription service, like whatever they had to pay to get all those shows onto there. It was $7.99 a month, and it kicked up to $9.99 a month, and now I think it's going to go up to $10.99 a month.
I think it was $8.99.
There it is.
$9.99.
There it is.
I think I read that they paid $50 million for what was the latest thing that was big that just got released?
The Office.
No.
Oh, well, sorry.
Doesn't matter.
It had 3, and it wasn't. Cloverfield.
Oh, okay.
I think I read somewhere that
$50 million.
$50 million.
Think about how many subscribers you'd have to cover that, right? So yeah, I mean they're obviously putting their eggs in the basket of their originals doing exceptionally well, and I'm just curious how long until those sort of things become as mainstream as movies made by Paramount and where you go to watch them in a theater. I think everything is headed that way. We're definitely not there yet, but they're certainly putting their eggs in that basket. No doubt about it. Have you watched many of the original series on those, like on Netflix or YouTube or anything?
I've seen a few.
The one I started watching was Altered Carbon. I think I'm on the 3rd episode, and it has. A lot of times when I get home, I watch. Lately, I've been trying to do my elliptical. And then I'll watch my 3 shows that I like to watch. I like to watch Casey Neistat, which isn't really original. It's just a vlogging thing.
Yeah, just a guy.
And then Philip DeFranco.
Right.
I just like how he tells the news. And then I might watch a show with my wife or something, but then I'm grabbing my laptop and I'm answering emails.
Yeah, you're working.
Or I'm answering people on Facebook or just reading people what they I do a lot of
lurking.
Consuming.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to understand how people function.
That's why I love when I tune into Smashbox and somebody will say something, somebody follows up with something else. Somebody says something about Bobby. He hadn't said anything the whole time. And then all of a sudden he's like, yeah. And that's the end of it. I love it.
The one thing I used to do a lot of, I don't do a lot because I think people get the wrong ideas. I'll look at a lot of stuff, and then when someone will say something like dynamic discs, all they do is this, I'll just put false.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. The one that I liked recently was when will these come out? Soon.
Yes.
It's just like it was the biggest troll.
Yeah, soon. Or then someone put on the fan page said, is there a release date set for the Explorer? And I put yes.
It's like it's not the best business move, but it is the best laughing at things that I do move.
And I think people are starting to get used to it because they'll go, ha ha, but what day is it?
Ha ha, but for real.
And then sometimes I'll say, I don't know, but I know there is one. So anyway.
Well done, man. Well done.
So Anthony, you said you don't like watching on your mobile device because it's so tiny. I get it, but man, your mobile device is with you all the time.
Yeah.
True.
You don't find yourself watching a lot on your mobile device? No?
Not really. I'll scroll through Instagram and Facebook or whatever, but I'm not usually if I'm at home and I'm doing something and watching something, I'll go and get my laptop.
Really?
And then I'll just if I'm cooking dinner or something, I'll just leave it on the counter. So when I'm cooking, I can just kind of look over and it's there.
Yeah.
Whereas if your phone was on the other side of the kitchen, you can't really see that.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like a good idea.
Now
that you say that, that's probably smart.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of YouTube videos when I'm in bed because Shay usually
That's
falls
not good
asleep.
for you.
I'm aware. Shay lets me know that too, but she usually falls asleep before I do. So I'll just watch a few and then go
With
to
the
sleep.
headphones on. You do that a lot when we travel.
Yes.
Everybody be getting ready for bed, and we'll look over, and Robert's got his phone with his headphones
Yeah,
on.
because I mean, we're probably getting too far into it right now, but like I'm an introvert, right? And so I love being around people. It's great, but I need to recharge, and so that helps me to just like unplug. I don't have to interact with anybody. I can just like be in my own little world just
That's
for a
the
little
best.
bit. Yeah,
doing nothing when you have the option to do something is the best.
yeah. That's how I recharge my battery. There you go.
There you go.
Now you have a
your
little
phone
insight into
battery?
my life. Yeah.
And when I look at the statistics on our YouTube channel, the kind of the under the hood type stuff,
Yeah.
mobile is like gaining.
Yeah.
Really.
Like four or 5 years ago, it was like 40% but now it is about 50-60% of people consume stuff via their mobile device.
Yeah.
And it's obviously just going to get more and more.
I wonder how many of the people that say it was 26% that said they watch on TV.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of those are just like streaming it from their phone.
From that, using an Apple
To an
TV
Apple
or a
TV.
Fire Stick or something.
Yeah.
Now, quite a few people, when they leave comments, they actually say they cast, which is I think the Google side of things. They cast it to their TV from their phone.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense why it's higher than.
Yeah.
It's almost as if your phone and the cell data becomes your internet connection.
Right.
So a question that I put on the fan page was, and I should have, it was poorly worded, and I know that already. Was when you pick colors of discs, what influences your choice? I'm trying to find it. I'm stalling for time here. Let me see if I can.
Was this the one where you forgot to turn off the option to add?
No, I think it was the other one, or maybe it was that one.
What is it for you, Robert? When you
What determines
yeah
the color that I choose?
yeah
For me, it's like I don't care, man.
that's exactly how I am. Whatever looks cool.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Whatever looks cool.
If there's a cool looking orange one, I'll take that. If there's a cool looking like teal one, especially because I favor toward like teals, blues, those sort of things, or like a nice like somewhere between red and pink. I like those pretty well. And then I had just classic, just whites. I like those too, because those can look really cool. I don't really just love like really plain colored discs. So
Okay.
yellow is just kind of okay for me. I'll throw it, but it's not my favorite. I don't love orange unless it's a cool kind of orange. You know, I don't know how else to describe it. But yeah, for the most part, I'm not too picky. If it looks cool, I'm like, yeah, I'll throw that.
Yeah, that's exactly how I am too.
Yeah.
I think maybe this was the one that I forgot to turn off, that I should have turned off the options.
I think
the choices I gave was I prefer bright colors that are easy to find, which was the top, by far the top selection.
Yeah, that's a
which
good
makes a lot
call.
of sense.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get a brown frisbee.
No,
Come on.
Yeah.
no.
Some people said I just like to throw my favorite color. Some people like to color coordinate.
Yeah, those people are crazy though, because that's. Can you imagine trying to find runs like a disc that you really really like the feel and weight and everything of, and then it's the wrong color, and then you're just really upset. I'd be so mad.
I remember Henrik on our team.
Yeah, he does yellow and blue only.
Yep.
There was a guy, Jesse, from Texas. I think he's from Texas. But yeah, he's from Texas. He throws white only. That's it.
Okay.
Only white. Yeah, I'm not trying to
Do
play
you,
that
man?
game. Yeah.
Something that I forgot to put on that I should have was that if you're colorblind, and so color doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And
No, color does matter.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yes, color would matter.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, greens and reds are bad for you if you're colorblind. Well, a
They-
specific type of color.
I thought someone put that's part of the reason why they choose all white discs is because they
Yeah.
are colorblind.
That makes
So,
sense. Yeah.
A small percentage of people put, I believe it has an influence on the flight. So I thought that would be a higher percentage.
Depends
I've heard
on the company and the run, right? Because I know that at times, like a really good example that Eric and I got talking about the other day was when he was sponsored by Discraft. There were these pink Forces, and it was only the pink ones, and they were super duper stable, and everybody loved them. So sometimes that is the case. I don't think we have that as much of the case
I
in
can
our stuff
think
right
of
now, but
one-
maybe some things, yeah,
Those defenders that we had that were the super domey ones.
right.
Everyone thinks, okay, pink defenders are overstable. It's like, well,
that's not true. It's
these-
this specific.
yeah, it's just that run. And obviously that run is all the same color because
Right. They were run at the same time, and they cooled up the same way.
yeah.
And now we have fusion ones like that are
Oh, really?
super. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a blue one that's super duper pop toppy, very, very overstable.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question I did on the Disc Golf Answer Man group, that's the one I forgot to turn off.
Yeah.
And when I say that, it's because within Facebook, when you create a poll, that you have the ability to allow or not allow people to answer more or select more than one answer, allow or not allow people to add their own answer. And I thought if I did that, I would limit it, but I wish I would have done it because now there is about 27 choices.
This happened to me once on, I think it was the Disc Golf Debate group. Somebody had listened to the show and put on there, will Robert McCall make it to 1,000? And it was just like, yes, no. And then somebody added, who is Robert McCall? That's what I voted for. Yeah. that won by a long shot. Lots of people who I'm like personal friends with voted for that.
Sorry, who?
Yeah.
So the question I asked is, you just walked up with your car to the next hole. What is the first thing that you consider when selecting a disc? And my options I gave was the wind. I don't even know if I remember all the options that I actually picked. There's so many
now.
out there. But the ones that were the most popular was layout of the hole, which makes sense. The wind. One guy, a lot of people put multiple things: line I'm taking, elevation, fast, slow green, how much headroom there is, etc. Distance required is one. What I threw in practice, no matter if the weather changed. So
that's a tough one because you do simultaneously take into account a lot of factors, right? I would say for me, the distance would be the first one.
I think that's mine too.
Yeah, because I mean, it could be the same shape, but a 200-foot shot and a 400-foot shot are just different. Like,
Yeah.
I need it before I even consider anything else. Line, terrain, whatever. I need to know how far we're planning on throwing this thing.
Yeah.
Probably super far is the answer.
Obviously. Always.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think I saw this one earlier, and the layout of the whole one was kind of like, well, yeah, of course, because that takes into account all these other
That's
factors. that you're
everyone's like
asking
a
about.
distance. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think distance would be the very first one I would think of. Is that what you would do too?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to think, like if I walk up to a hole, obviously your most par threes, you're going to try and get it there. But if it's a par four, what are you going to, like, what can you get to the layup zone with?
Right.
So I feel like distance first, and then, okay, do I want to throw a hyzer? Okay, so what can I throw 300 feet on a hyzer? Okay, verdict. Well, it's a little windy, so
Yeah,
maybe I'll
disc
have
up.
to slow. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think distance for sure.
Is that what you would say, Bobby? Or do you just grab a disc and be like, all right, this one?
It's pretty much, can I throw a suspect or deputy?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm
Deputy.
trying to think more about what I need to do. I'm trying. There's times where I'll throw and I'll like, why didn't you take account the wind as I'm throwing an understable disc into headwind?
Yeah, you're going to want to think about that.
I'm bad about that, but I've gotten a little bit better and I want to work on that even more. So I think the first thing I think of is what disc am I going to grab? I don't know if I know some holes here that I'll be thinking I know exactly what to throw, but then I've done that before and thought, no, you shouldn't have thrown the hatchet there because it's so windy. Just because you threw it last time doesn't mean you throw it this time. You may have to change up, something.
Sure. But the question is, like, what made you throw the hatchet the first time? Distance
Yeah,
is the answer.
that's true.
I think it's distance, yeah.
Yeah, once you've played a course a whole bunch of times, then
You just
then
know.
it's all the other factors because you could walk up to, hole, what is it, 8 at Jones East? That's like, 370 or something, 380. I've looked at that tee sign a whole bunch of times. So yeah, a lot of other factors come into play more quickly than the first time when I walked up and said, how far is this hole?
Yeah.
So my next question I did on YouTube, I think I'm going to keep them on YouTube. I like the whole percentage and things like that.
Nice, yeah.
When the weather is nice, how do you typically dress for a round of disc golf? 1, I barely change out of my pajamas. 2, typically a t-shirt and some sweatpants or shorts. 3, at least a dry fit shirt with some nice shorts. 4, a nice polo with performance shorts and a belt. Or 5, cutoffs and shirt optional.
I
Jorts.
usually go 3-piece suit.
I like a nice vest.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I would
Dang
say
it. That actually worked. I do like a nice vest. I like a nice cummerbund.
the t-shirt and shorts, I bet, would.
What
Probably-
most people said?
Yeah.
I bet so. I like dry fit, at least dry fit, but that's what. Yeah.
Now, this one only had 491 votes because I just saw the question 21 hours ago.
Okay, fair.
But within that, there's 44% typically a t-shirt and 44% at least a dry fit.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
And then 7% a nice polo and performance short and a belt. 3% cut off and shirt optional. 1% says I barely change out of my pajamas. Apparently Ryan Allen won. I made him mad because he said, "What the hell is a dry fit shirt? And why are shorts and sweatpants grouped together?"
What?
So
He's very upset.
yes,
I really like throwing in dry fits just because it's a little bit closer to the material that I'm going to be playing in most of the time. So just to keep it even a little bit consistent, and most of my DD stuff that I would want to wear out to play golf is dry fit or something like it. But what even is that? I mean, that's what he's asking.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, and I mean, you know, I've gone public with some of my fashion decisions that have been somewhat well received, somewhat poorly received. Depends on who you ask. I get a hard time. I get given a hard time about them pretty frequently. But I've talked about vests. I really like wearing a vest. I wore one this weekend, and I was very warm and great. But another, I've recently started wearing joggers to play disc golf. And if you aren't familiar, joggers are pants that are kind of tapered and then toward the bottom have like a little elastic cuff. So they stay right around your ankles, just sit right above your shoes. And I don't know why, but I love them.
Mm-hmm.
They're my favorite. I'm wearing some right now. They're my favorite type of pants. I play disc golf in them a lot.
I played disc golf in the DD sweatpants.
Heck yeah.
They're kind of the same.
And they've got the cuff at the bottom. They're a jogger pretty much.
Pretty much.
You know what the deal is.
Yes. I mean,
Bobby, you intend to buy some joggers?
Joggers. But
no, but I mean,
I just hate that floppy on your ankle.
Yeah.
It feels like you're just getting tickled all day, and I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I do not.
I ain't playing no tickle games.
Nah, I'm trying to win.
see, this is, and I've talked about this with pants. This is like a coming back for me because when I was in high school, the tapered leg was the big thing, and then we went away from tape. Then it was like
Then we
you're a
went to-
nerd if you had tapered.
Yeah.
You're
Just
like,
As
what?
big
are you?
as
Yeah,
possible.
then they went to Jinkos.
They went to
Jinkos?
Jinkos.
Dude,
They were huge
think about freaking
stovepipes.
Jinkos for a second. Somebody put a
Those
picture
are
of
the
those on
best.
Facebook the other day, and it's like, it is the most absurd thing I've ever
This is
seen.
great.
So dumb.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go to Google and search JNCO
Yeah.
jeans, and you will see what we're talking
Just
about.
imagine your pants are
Humongous-
balloons.
Yeah, leg
Basically,
opening.
what they look like.
So the leg opening is 40 inches on the Jenko Mammoth jeans. 40 inches. That's the leg opening.
If you stand still, it looks like you're wearing a dress.
Yes.
So anyway, and then flares became a thing, which are basically
Right,
bell
bell
bottoms,
bottoms,
but
yeah.
they're flares. And now it's coming back to
a little bit slimmer cut.
the tapered leg.
Yeah.
And even when I went to Walmart to get some sweats, I noticed that the tapered look was now more of what you could.
some sweats. Yeah. But I'm about that life, man.
And the other thing I noticed, and I noticed this because I used to work at the Buckle, so I was a lot of knowing the fashion, is that, you know, low rise was the thing where it had the inseam, which is the distance from the middle of in between your crotch of the jeans to where your stomach is. That's the inseam. I guess that's the only way I can describe it. They used to be smaller inseams, so they were more low rise, what we call low rise. So they rode low on your waist. I noticed a commercial the other day, and the girl had high rise.
Oh yeah, the high waisted shorts and pants are the
coming
thing.
back
That's
in.
good.
Oh no, they've been back for a minute.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like in high school, I was like, it looked like girls were in the 70s.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So a lot of people said in their comments, you know, dress for success type feel, you know, look good, play good type
That's right.
thing, which I think is good. And that's the majority. Some of you guys said that you just like to be comfortable in whatever you're comfortable in. And I
That's
would
my
say
thing.
if you're in a polo and a nice performance shorts with a belt, if you're comfortable, then, you know, go for it. So
Yeah, I'm never ever playing in something that I'm not comfortable in though, because I made that mistake one time. I got a brand new polo and I was like, dude, this is awesome. I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be great. And I walked out, and when I went to putt, I would get my arm to right about where I'm supposed to let the disc go, and the sleeve would like catch on my arm. And it just made me so mad because I didn't have any consistency with my putt. And so that whole round, I was just mad at my shirt. And so I won't do that again.
Suns out, guns out.
That's right.
Sleeves off.
I just cut them off mid-tournament.
You just got mad and flexed.
That's
and
right.
just Rip.
Yeah, you know me.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, that's enough jibber jabber.
You sheep boys quit that jibber jabber.
Thanks for sticking around if you're still listening. Follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/dynamic discs, so you can participate in these polls. We're going to keep doing the polls on YouTube. One last pitch for Skip Ace. I mentioned on the previous episode of Disc Golf Answer Man. SkipAce.com. Join our fantasy disc golf. We're going to be giving away some giveaways stuff. When you join a league, make sure you join DGAM. Be part of that. We're going to do Las Vegas Challenge as our first one. Also, pick yourself up a Disc Golf Answer Man t-shirt. It would mean a lot to us if you were to have a Disc Golf Answer Man t-shirt around. Cool. Is that it, guys?
If they have other topics that you'd like to discuss that you think would be good topics of discussion, you can message us on Facebook at the Disc Golf Answer Man Facebook page.
Yeah, we just like to talk. We like to hear our voices.
No, we want to talk about things that you guys want to talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
No. I'm saying they should tell us.
He's talking to the audience.
What do you want to talk about, though?
I'm so mad at you right now, man. Get out of here. What I want to talk about is joggers some more. You got time?
You got time for joggers?
You got time for some more joggers?
Do you like cargo joggers, like with the pockets?
Cargo joggers?
I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah. First of all, cargo anything? No.
So no pants. So you don't have pockets on the side?
What do you need to carry
I
all that
have
for?
regular pockets.
No, not regular, but like side pockets, like cargo pants.
What are you carrying in those pockets? Just air?
Air? Yeah.
Why?
Change, extra change.
Yeah.
Camera batteries.
I have
all
one
over?
pair of Patagonia pants that are like outdoor, like camping type pants, and they have one pocket on the side here. It's kind of a little bit offset, and that is literally the closest I will get to cargo pants or shorts or joggers. I ain't playing that game, dude. I got plenty of room in these pockets. Don't need extra pockets.
What was the comedian that said something at the thing we went to? He says, if you wake up and you gotta point your toe. If you're a man and you wake up and you gotta point your toes and put your pants on, there's something wrong.
Oh, I'm sure. I 100% have to point my toes to put my pants on. No doubt about it.
I just purposely struggle just to make a point. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to point.
I'm a man. This will go around my heel for sure.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, if you have other fashion questions, we're happy to field those as well. Extremely fashionable guys here.
Yeah. If you want to throw 500-foot hyzers, you want fashion advice, you've come to the right place.
All of these things, you've come to the right place.
Excellent. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.